Did you know the Pleiades, which is situated 440,000 light-years from Earth, is a vibrant stellar cluster, commonly known as the Seven Sisters throughout the universe? Colonized by humanoid refugees from the Mansi system near Vega, who have interacted and visited Earthlings on Earth. These ancient astronaut settlers arrived in colossal arcs, away from the Orion-Lyran wars, millions of years ago in the fifth dimension, and their specific race represent 3 of the original 4 Pleiadian racial groups, Ahel, Noor, and Tal. Their mission was to terraform the first 3 planets of 10, as the others were unfit for life. The system's desolation kept it hidden from the reptilian Chiakar Empire, making it an unattractive target. Advancing rapidly in interdimensional travel, they ascended to the 5th density for protection, starting anew, free from centralized control. The Pleiadians are often depicted as tall, elegant beings, standing between 7 to 9 feet tall. They typically have fair, pale complexions, though some exhibit green or blue skin tones. Their hair commonly ranges from long straight blonde to silver white, and their facial features bear resemblance to both Nordic people and Asiatic indigenous Earth natives. Legend has it that they traverse galaxies aboard ships of light, embodying a mysterious and advanced civilization. Many in the past and present consider them as ambassadors of enlightenment, attuned to the universe's symphony. They have relationships and many intermarriages with other races from other planets. Throughout history, they've been intertwined with human consciousness, mentioned in ancient stories and revered as guides of spiritual growth. Many have communicated with them through mystical channels, receiving teachings beyond mortal understanding. Their technology is said to be incredibly advanced over 1,000 years ahead, hints at a comprehension of existence beyond our grasp. Legends tell of their influence on human history, subtly shaping events alongside earthly civilizations. In the pursuit of enlightenment, many of the various races of Pleiadians are seen as symbols of hope, urging individuals to rise above the mundane and embrace cosmic consciousness. In the Pleiadian havens known as the Seven Sisters, each planet governs itself. Ahel and Ta'ali planets have royal councils, while the Nuri operate through an assembly. They named their cluster Manahai, symbolizing their ambition to start afresh, reminiscent of their original world Mana from Lyran. Technologically, they're millennia ahead, accessing antimatter dimensions, or what they term the Antiverse. One faction settled around Alcyone, separate from those in Taygeta due to disputes over planetary choices. Ta'ali dissenters favored Era over Temer, designated for Ahel, leading to their relocation. Exposed to dominant galactic forces, they formed alliances with the Orion and Altair groups out of necessity. But not all Pleiadians are benevolent. The Tal Shiar aimed for dominion in Talihara, but faced resistance from Orion and Chiakar empires, tarnishing their reputation. Erahel, in the Taygeta system, stands as a beacon of peace and knowledge. Housing civilization's archives, it supports diverse life across 5 climatic zones. Despite the distance, travel from Erahel to Earth takes 14,000 hours, or just 4 hours with warp speed. Predominantly, Erahel played a crucial role in humanity's genetic history, aiding Anunnaki in early Earth experiments. Era is a warm and temperate planet sustaining a wide variety of life forms and biozones. The planets are mainly silicate. They imported many vegetal and animal species from their home world Maya, recreating a natural biohabitat with 5 climates: tropical, tepid, temperate, glacial, and polar. They have seasons, rain and snow, luxuriant forests, deep valleys, stunning coastlines, and numerous high mountain ranges. It is a magnificent world. Turquoise blue skies can be seen from space, with 7 moons laying across the horizons. This world is populated by the Ahel colony, a pale-skinned, grey-skinned, and fair-skinned, blue-eyed, blonde, white, or dark brown-haired race from Maya, indistinguishable from Nordic Earthlings. They are a spiritual race, cultivating arts serving attainment, inner peace, and spiritual ascension, such as ethereal music, dance, visuals, and lovemaking. something very particular to the Ahel because of its natural photosensitivity, adapted by their planet Asha'ara, as well as genetic heritage, is their skin being exceptionally sensitive to sensual touch. The Pleiadians distinguish, in the act of love, reproductive function from transfiguration of consciousness. Many of their advanced floating sky cities are in the skies of Asha'ara, shimmering like glowing crystal white cities with large land masses of green nature, flying birds and extravagant architecture reminiscent of futuristic Greek cities. There is a part in their brain that activates puberty, and they can switch it on at will to stimulate the epidermis receptor cells. Regarding entwined soul ascension, all aspects of the being are enthused. The physical, symbolized by the skin, and the internal, which is the genital connexon. The mental emotional aspect of love and spiritual energy of vibrational elevation in frequency. These three aspects combined allow them to reach higher realms of pure connection with mother and father consciousness, transcending densities as high as the 13th density source. In this attained state of bliss, they are only pure disembodied, universal, and omnipresent infinite consciousness. Concerning procreation, Pleiadians choose to perform it at the same moment or not, knowing that combining both is a very special moment in one's life, when the highest realms of ecstasy are embraced, the ultimate condition to ignite an impulse for the binding of a soul into a new incarnation. For reasons of practicality, they have also developed the option of artificial conception in life pods, but they usually choose the natural way. Concerning education, there are schools of specification. Each new child's abilities are identified and enticed to develop at their possibilities in order for the being to achieve their mission and aspirations. Most youngsters are regrouped into specific schools of learning regarding their common talents. Their favorite leisure is to spend time outdoors, as well as gather for social entertainments such as games or artistic activities including concerts. Pleiadians are not into competitive sports like Earthlings. They believe that the best way to attain improvement is through personal development and not by competitive comparison. We have a vegetal alimentation. The race, Ahel, is based on an organic life form, but there is an upper class called the Elders, who choose not to incarnate because they passed a certain level of evolution. It is said the Elders can wander out of their body at will and return to it, being forever linked. They ingest vegetal ailments, primordial components, and energized water. The energized water is drunk when traveling, to allow their body to shift at will while not having to deal with food evacuation. Pleiadians have the choice for solid meal when not performing space travels. The major rule they live by is ingesting food that has no heart and no face. Otherwise, eating blood life forms lowers down the vibrational frequency. Pleiadians believe they are not space relatives to humans on Earth. The only difference is they were born somewhere else. They are not guardians of the planet, not like the Galactic Federation of Worlds or Council of Five. They are not gods, or what legends may know them as angels. Many Pleiadians have left messages on Earth that they do not and should not be worshipped. They promote spiritual evolution, but are liberating fighters when necessary, and most fight wars on many planets under the Federation of Worlds. They wish that Earthlings will be able to join the Federation of Worlds one day when they stop looking at each other as inferior, just like many races more advanced than them. Currently, they all had to start from primitive mindsets to more evolved mindsets. Pleiadian views on life are that all life is immortal, that the soul is eternal, because all life forms are a fractal of Source. Each being is made of a substance that is part of the creator of all, known as the Source. Source will never die because Source was never born. The Source is the great force that is love. Other than this view, they have no gods or idols like Earthlings. An Arahel scientist named Thor was sent by the GFW on Earth with the US government back in the 1940s to advance their knowledge on hyperspace travel. This extraterrestrial can be found in many recently released government documents, where it is stated that many live on the planet Earthlings called Venus, and many of these beings visit Earth like a vacation, including himself. When he came in contact with the US government, he was indistinguishable from the common man except for his outfit that was made out of non-Earth elements. His goal was to speed up the advancement of humans before the new growing threat of the Siakar Empire. Unfortunately, the US representatives and many foreign nations denied assistance from the Federation of Worlds. When they were contacted in 1954, they fell to the habitual con of the empire. The US President Eisenhower was warned about different life forms visiting Earth, some being pleasant and others not at all. If they would have agreed for help, they would deactivate all weapons and would end all wars, which would cultivate spiritual evolution and the joining with the Galactic Federation of Worlds. Pleiadians have an active program in assistance of the elevation of consciousness, assisting in finding freedom from the oppressive servitude of the Siakar Empire and the Orion and Altair groups, who are the Pleiadians that supported the Nazi Party. As such, they entice awareness opening through education, information, and channelings with spiritual mediums working through the high frequencies of the energy grid. Many are also a part of the Envoy program that involves incarnating into Earth bodies to perform groundwork more efficiently. This program on Earth is known as star seeds. Most cargo ships are made for long space travel and have cylindrical shapes. The patrol ships are smaller and discoidal. The fleet decades have a more oblong profile. The third planet of the Asha'aru system is Timar, which is a smaller world than Era, but the administrative central for the Ashara system. Temperate and also luxuriant with nature, Timar is more populated proportionally than Era. The Timahu are the Tal colony from Omankera. The complete Tal royal family who used to reign over the man races had escaped, as we know, to the Orion district and vanished into oblivion. Hence, a new government was formed on Timar from the union of a female royal descendant and a military hero. The Tali are cousins of the Ahil, with some differences, for instance, their alimentation. They are therefore more to elevate their frequency into higher densities. They are therefore more vulnerable to lower frequency races such as reptilians and greys. This is why they only choose to work in the background, especially in the military operations on Earth. Also, their spirituality is not based on sensitivity and sensuality like their cousins Ahil, but on ascetic methods which gives off the impression of coldness. Timari are involved with the Galactic Federation. They do visit Earth currently but have not established a distinct colony. Their ships are discoidal, very similar to the Ahel ships. All three races, Nur, Ahel and Ta'al, share in the Ashara system, the same technology and engineering. The fifth planet of the Asha'aru, known as the Al-Qurat, meaning the serene place, is inhabited by the descendants of Nur colonies. The Nuri are of the same genetic root as the Ahil, but present some physiological differences. Notably, their heights can reach up to 8 feet. The Alkori live long, as the Ahil and Tali, that is to say between 500 to 700,000 years. But a genetic alteration occurred due to the successive changes of habit conditions. The Nuri people like to travel. This unfortunate alteration is such that their internal organs fail as they not grow as fast, their body envelops. In general, the heart fails. Members of the GFW, as all Asha'ari, are Nur Pleiadians, and they are involved in Earth affairs. They established colonies in ancient times in Norway. They were also known in legends as the Red Hair Giants alongside the Pukshiti races. The Dakuhu reside on the 10th planet, Dakurat, meaning the place of the Guardians of Peace. This is the fourth Asha'ari race born from a unique evolution of the Nur from Al-Khorat. They are those who Earthlings call Pleiadians of light. They are the highest level of evolution in the man race, and they dwell in the 9th density of existence on a world they transformed alongside with their elevation. It is believed that this extraordinary development into light beings is due to the nature of Dakurat, an outward planet of the Ashari system, whose structure is crystalline and interacting molecularly with the plasmic field of the cluster. Surpassing the restricted possibilities of the altered Nuri genetics, this colony transfigured their bodies into translucent ethereal envelopes, allowing their life space to reach incredible records. They leave when they wish, when they feel they have served their time serving the source and wish to merge back again with it. They then regenerate and come back in a new existence for a new mission. The Sakuri are wise and very powerful, and they are part of the Federation of Worlds. They have tri-dimensional ethereal ships powered by geometrical resonance energy, often seen as lozenges or faceted prisms. Following the Orion Wars, conflicts erupted in the Pleiades and on the once thriving planet Maldek, situated between Venus and Mars. Initially inhabited by peaceful Martians, Maldek fell victim to the hostile expansionism of the Tayakar Empire, resulting in widespread genocide. The Pleiadians of Erahel intervened, driving the empire back, but the Draconians unleashed a devastating planet destroyer, laying waste to Maldek and its inhabitants. In a bid to preserve the lost souls of Maldek, including the peaceful Martians, various civilizations, including the Pleiadians, utilized advanced nanotechnology and quantum mechanics to seed Earth with their essence. Ancient texts and oral traditions, notably among Australian Aboriginal tribes, recount the intervention of another group of Pleiadian hybrids who genetically influenced the Olmecs and seeded early North American indigenous peoples. Alongside the Anunnaki royal family, known as the Atlanteans, the Noori played a role in populating Scandinavia with Nordic people. Through alliances and intermarriages with the Atlanteans of Nibiru, the Pleiadians and Nazgals established a lineage that encompassed all extraterrestrial races under the umbrella of the Anunnaki. Subsequently, many Pleiadians chose to depart Earth, while others retreated underground, particularly to the subterranean city of Agartha, in order to safeguard their lineage's purity. This prolonged subterranean existence is said to have altered their appearance, giving their skin a green hue. For more references on this topic, please purchase and read Elena Darnan's Gift from the Stars and Alien Races, and check out more references and sources in the description. If you enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the like or dislike button to assist us in crafting more content like this in the future. Stay tuned for the next episode for more ancient mysteries with astral legends, and follow us on Instagram. You can also become a member on our Patreon at Astral Legends. May the eternal light forever guide your path. See you on the next episode.